Now look here. When I subtract the second equation from the third equation, my work is becoming even easier because all these are having 0.11 dot. 0.11 dot minus 0.11 dot slashes, and you finish your work right away. And therefore, by writing three different equations, this can help me have a better choice of what to be subtracted from what. And so this is what is going to happen. My choices here is the second and the third. And therefore, I'm going to subtract the second from the third. This is what will happen here. 100x minus 10x will be equal to 21.11 dot minus 2.11 dot. See that the 11 dot now can slash because these are exactly the same. And so what I'm going to have here, my 100x minus 10x, I'm going to have my 90x. So 90x will be equal to, now remember, 0.11 dot and 0.11 dot have gone away. So I remain with only 21 minus 2. And 21 minus 2, what I'm getting here, I'm getting 90. Therefore, I divide by 90, and here I divide by 90, and therefore my x is becoming 19 over 90. The work here becomes easier. Look, I want to show you that the work, by using this, it becomes easier than if I would have taken the first and subtract it from the second. I'll show you how this is disadvantaged, not disadvantaged compared to the way I have used here. Look here. Go with me here and see what is happening. Suppose I would have taken the first one, the second one minus the first one. That could be 10x minus x. Then I could have 2.11 dot minus 0.21 dot. See what is happening. 10x minus x, I would have obtained 9x. This could be equal to, now look at 2.11 dot minus 0.21 dot. 1 dot minus 1 dot is 0, so there is 0. But 1 minus 2 is 11 minus 2 is 9 point here, and here remains 1, 1. I could get my 1.9. Now getting 1.9, this means that if I want to continue, I have to divide by 9, then x would be 1.9 over 9, which is actually not applicable. I have again to multiply by 10 and here by 10, so that I end up getting my 1.9 times 10 is 19, then 9 times 10 is 90. Now this is making the work even harder compared to this one, because here, by choosing the second and the third, it was easier for me to subtract the decimal that is repeating and end up getting my answer right away without starting multiplying by a number. For a child who is not very careful, can just end up by taking only 1.9 over 9. It's true that the answer may be correct, but it's not the appropriate answer which is actually expected. And so, this becomes better if you use 3 steps or three equation steps to get your answer easier. So, this is what could happen. But let me move forward. Let's move forward and see example number 5, question 5. Let's look at question number 5. Look at this value. For example, you are given a question like change or convert 0.215 dot. There are 2 dots into a fraction. So solution, we let x to be 0.215 dot. Remember, the 21.5 dot the same as 0.2151515. The 15 is the one that is repeating. And if the 15 is the one that is repeating, so when we look at the value that we have, you'll see here the importance of using 3 steps instead of 2 steps that is mostly used in different books. Here, I said in the second concept within the question number 4, I said one thing, that if the repeating numbers are preceded by a number that is not repeated, then you are allowed to multiply by some tens corresponding to the number that is not repeated. What does this mean? This is what it means. Because 2 is not repeated, and 2 is in the first place of the decimals, that is a tenth, then I can multiply x by 10 and multiply this by 10 also. I'm going to get my 2.1515. Remember, the 15 is repeating. The 15 is repeating. But there is one thing here we should be very, very careful of. If I'm writing 1515, it's okay. Let me just write here 15 dot here. And here you realize one thing, that when you look at the decimal places that are here, you're having 2, but here there are 3. So that is difficult to subtract. I'm moving forward from it. When I move forward, because the 2 numbers are all repeating, we cannot separate them, and therefore I cannot multiply by 100 here. I can only multiply by 1,000 because I'm having 3 decimal places. And so what do? I have to multiply x by 1,000. I'm getting 1,000x is equal to, this will be my 215.15 dot. Now, coming back to our decision making, this is equation 1, this is equation 2, and this is equation 3. So we have to look at which 2 equations are easier to handle. You realize that the ones which are having same repeating decimals are the ones that are easier to handle. And in this case, therefore, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my second and third equation in finding the value. And therefore, I'll take 1,000x minus 10x will be equal to 215.15 dot minus 2.15 dot. Automatically, 1,000x minus 10x, I'm going to get my 990x. This will be equal to now 0.15 dot minus 0.15 dot. This will cancel. And therefore, I'm having 215 minus 2, which is 213. Now, 213, then you have to divide by 990, divide by 990. What am I going to get? This is divisible by 3. So 3 is a factor of this, at the same time is the factor of this. And therefore, I'm going to have my 7, then this is 1. And here, I'm going to get my 330. Now, let's look further. Is there any value that we can redivide by, it can be a factor of 71 and 330 at the same time? The answer is no. There is no value that can be a factor of 71 and 330. And therefore, our x now, x is equal to 71 over 330. Now, by saying this, then here we can see levels that can be used to change a value in an easier way than if we could just move in ways that could be a little bit complicated. By this, you can solve a question of any kind when it comes to you, because what you need to do is just to see what is repeating and where should I do my multiplication by how much, so that finally I may get values which are easier to handle, that can be subtracted easily. By so doing, I believe you can be able to solve different questions when you are given. What is important is to follow the steps, step number 1, number 2, number 3, up to where you end up with your way. So you can try the following questions after understanding this. So do this simple exercise. Change the following, repeating decimals into fractions. Number 1, 0.35 dot dot. Number 2, 0.53 dot. Number 3, 0.01 dot. Number 4, 1.32 dot dot. 5, 0.321 dot dot. So by reaching here, I would like to say thank you very much for listening, and I would encourage you, if you have not yet subscribed to our channel, please subscribe and share with your friends. I know many friends are going through some challenges when they meet those kinds of questions, but because of your presence here, please subscribe and share with a friend so that the friend may benefit from what we are learning. Thank you very much and goodbye.